Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first module for the course. And here we're going to discuss recognizing the need for better learning techniques. This is towards a course for Georgia Tech at CS 6460 at Tech. And here we're going to discuss the social and psychological perspectives with current education landscape. So as we all know, back in 2008 and 2012, we heard a lot about MOOCs. They were making headlines everywhere. Online education became a big deal back then, and it is still even now. A lot of its characteristics come from distance education systems of the past, and over the years, we have seen rise in providers who provide these softwares that people can use to study subjects. And last year, as we all know, because of COVID-19, every one of us was studying from home. So remote learning might become the usual way of learning in near future, unless you are working on some very intricate scientific experiments that requires a lab. You pretty much can and will be studying from home. So let's learn about people's learners' background. Learner with a university education have a higher chance of completing the MOOCs and staying engaged in it from the past studies. And the studies also show that adult female learners were more likely to stay engaged and complete the coursework. And the programs required students to complete certain prerequisites in order to be successful. So although it looked like MOOCs are very helpful for everyone, in reality, only very few percent of the total population were actually taking advantage of MOOC. And maybe these were the people who knew how to study well since they already had the background. Let me tell you a little bit about how distance education worked in past and even today. IGNOU is a university in India that provides distance education to many people. And as you can see that they have satellite transponders, teleconferencing centers, national TV channels. They also use radio stations and tele-learning centers and radio stations. So FM radio stations. So we can see that distance education is not a new concept. It's been around for a while, and there are a lot of people who have thousands of people who have taken advantage of such distance learning situation and gotten through their education and landed to a good career. One such program these days is online Masters of Computer Science program at Georgia Tech, which I'm part of. So this program is a very unique program offered by Georgia Tech, and there are more than 10,000 students currently studying in this program. The assignments and the coursework is organized in such a fashion that it helps students collaborate via group projects and peer reviews, and the course offer are actually more engaging for people compared to traditional classroom courses because of its unique design of the program. Now let's come to a talk where ideas where why staying calm and focused in distracted world is important. So because of all these online learning systems, it's important for us to uh, be able to grasp things fast, learn it quickly, and be able to present it whenever it's required. So I also studied another research paper which studied localization of educational institutes like universities enrolling people online, and the students are from the local area. So adult learners normally had day jobs and family to support, and they had different concerns compared to full-time students in past. But these days, since everyone is becoming a student who is studying remotely, it is important for everyone to understand principles behind how can one focus and leverage principles of self-regulated learning techniques. So another research finding that I studied showed that there are specific types of institutes that attract larger share of local e-learners. So these schools are located in a populous area and they have a good open admission policies and dual credit services. And also another issue with such institutes or programs is that it has lower graduation rates. So from what I have learned over the years and what I have learned from the research, we know that there are online learning systems and there are concerns and issues that are associated with it, such as not everyone has access to unlimited internet. A lot of the students don't have prerequisite knowledge. Uh, while studying, it's very difficult for someone to avoid distractions. Also, although these colleges are cheaper, it's still costs some money that people have to pay, and they're not sure if it's going to help them in future or not. And assessment of such colleges and programs are not up to the par yet. So there are issues, but uh, there are also things that one can do to improve knowledge in such a situation when you are working and studying from a remote location. So for this presentation, I chose some of the papers in the past which studied specifically how the social dimension of participation and completion in MOOC works out. I also used a paper from Mr. Panda about higher education at distance and national development, and a couple of other papers that talked about how online education could become a thing of a future and how it will be useful to all of us if we were able to focus and study in such situation. Thank you for attending my first session. I'm looking forward to you to talk more about job prospects in the next module.